feel drained after spending some time in a public space, or just feel very, very depleted and your energy just being off from simply walking through a metro station or a bus station, or being in a grocery store? If those are the cases that happen to you, it means you're probably an empath. Hi everyone, my name is Tiana, and today in this video I will be speaking about how to protect yourself after, during, and before being exposed to other people's energies and emotions. We empaths have a tendency to absorb energy and emotions from other people. And it is very important to know how to protect yourself so that after you're exposed to those energies, you know what to do, also before and during, okay? So let's dive into it. Before we dive into anything else, I'd like to speak a little bit about how to set boundaries with the people that are already in your life. So it's very hard for empaths a lot of times to set boundaries, because as an empath, you're inclined to always be helpful to others, to lend a listening ear, to be there for other people. But it is the most difficult thing to do, and also the most important thing to do, is to learn to say no. No is a complete sentence, okay? The number two thing is to learn to limit the time that you spend with this person or with these people. If you know that your energy gets drained after being some time with them, after spending time with these people, then you just need to limit your time that you spend with them. Don't also share too many personal details. If you're just in getting introduced to someone and they're a new person in your life, right? The less they know about you, the less they can use against you. Some of these people could be narcissists, and I'll speak about that in some other occasion. But if this is the case and you do feel your energy being drained after spending time with some folks, don't make excuses for their behavior. Hold them accountable for their actions, and instead of rationalizing in your head their toxicity, understand that it's not your responsibility to fix them and to fix their problems, okay? And lastly, set consequences for their behavior. So when they cross your boundaries that you have set, right, then be ready to limit contact if someone has disrespected you and your boundaries. So the way I'd like to speak about this is I want to address three different things in our life and our exposure to different energies, and what you can do in each of those cases. So if you know you're about to go into a public space, there are certain things you can do before you leave your home. There's also certain things that you can do during the exposure. So if you are already in a public space and you're starting to feel down, and you're starting to feel like your energy is really getting off, right? There's certain things that you can do even during the exposure. And then obviously there is a lot of things that you can do after, so that you can cleanse your energetic field and cleanse your space. So for before you go anywhere, there's a lot of different things that you could do. Some people like to use stones and crystals and various different tools. But what I like to use is a short meditation. This can be 5 to 10 minutes. It's super quick and it's super easy. What I like to do is visualize a bright white light, like a bubble around me. And that white light will be coming like a protective shield. It will be coming through my crown chakra, going through my energy, right? Getting outside from my energy field, outside of my heart chakra, and then protecting and creating this shield all around me, right? So this is a very powerful visualization for me, because it feels like I have put up a shield around myself, all from top to toe. So it protects all of your chakras, and it goes outward for a couple of feet so that you feel like you're fully protected all around you. And then I'd like to set the intention before leaving, before walking out the door, that other people's emotions and energies will be deflected away from my bubble. Let's say you are already in a public space. This happens a lot. Maybe you have forgotten to put up a shield before you left your home. So you're already somewhere. You're at your work office, you're at the grocery store, you are on a train station. There are a couple of things that you can do while you're in a public space and you're already, feeling like you're collecting some negative energy. What you could do is, and this takes practice, learn how to observe and not respond. You can sense as an empath other people's anger, frustration, guilt, shame, all of the sadness, all of the different low energy vibrations that people radiate. But what's important is that you don't have to respond. When you feel someone's energy, it's not a call to action from you. You can practice to be aware of other people's energy and stress levels, but not respond. For me, it's quite an interesting thing, because I do live in New York City, and New York City is one of the most densely populated cities in the whole world. And anywhere you go, people can be rude, and they could argue, and they could project whatever feelings they have. Maybe they just didn't wake up in a good mood that day, or whatever the case may be. You just have to learn to be aware of their energies and not let that energy affect you. Another thing you can do is simply breathe. Take a few, surrender to a deep breath. Take a few deep breaths. You can do this on a train, even on a subway. You can also shield what I spoke about earlier. If you've forgotten to shield at home before you left the door, you can shield the minute that you feel uncomfortable with the person or a place or a situation. So put up quickly your shield. And you can use it anywhere, really. You can use it in the middle of the grocery store while you're waiting to check out. And some people could be arguing right in front of you. So the shield can really, really protect you and help you from any negative, intrusive energy. Let's say you're at the social function, and it's a loud, crowded space. You're at an event, and you feel like, oh my God, I just wanna escape, right? What you could do, and you have to be there maybe for a few hours. What you could do is you can quickly distance yourself by going outside, or taking a refuge in a bathroom, or an empty room if it's available. And truly 5 minutes is enough. 5 minutes act of mindfulness could be enough, where you can just calm yourself. You can focus on love and positive thoughts and affirmations, and take some deep breaths, and you will be much better. Now we can talk about what you can do after you have already been exposed. Let's say you're leaving the grocery store, you feel quite down, and you got home. What you could do, what I like to do, is cleanse my energy with water, daily water ritual. And the best thing to use is Epsom salt. If you have it available, try to soak in Epsom salt. It really can provide immense relief and assist in an energetic cleansing process because warm water relaxes the muscles, and magnesium ions, they promote a sense of calmness and mental clarity. As you soak, negative energy is released and your body and mind will become rejuvenated. So I use that a lot. The next thing is, think about, this is for that time and just in the future, think about how you can better balance your time and people time and alone time. Because sometimes we tend to schedule too many things all at once in the same day, and it may just be too much for you that day. Maybe you're not feeling well that day energetically. So try not to schedule too many things with people in one day. And also, it's okay to cancel plans if you're not feeling well and if you feel overloaded. This is a skill you learn by doing. And again, I will repeat this. No is a complete sentence. The next thing I do is connect back with nature. So after I've been exposed to some negative energies and I feel quite down or slightly depressed or just not in a good mood, come back to earth. And I use a lot of visualizations. So one of the visualization we just spoke about is where you visualize the shield before you leave. If you don't have nature that is available to you right away, you can visualize an energy field or a cord between you, your feet, and earth. But again, being in nature is the most powerful way to cleanse your energy. I do live in New York City. I do live really, really close to Central Park. I feel like if it wasn't for the park, I probably would not be living here, because it's very, very important to me to be able to have that access, to have access to nature that is very close to me, so that I can go just be surrounded by greenery, be surrounded by trees and birds, and away from the crowds and people. And whatever nature is available to you, use it. So even like standing in the grass, sitting under a tree, putting your feet in a lake, river, ocean, whatever is available to you, use it. Okay. The next one is also important, and I do quite often, is practicing breath work. And using intentionally your breath to release energy. And it's a great way to initiate the energy cleanse as well. With every inhale, you imagine all of the tension, negativity, everything, all of the dense energy that is within you, that is being collected. And then with every exhale, you imagine that all of that energy is traveling out of your body. And you can do that as many times as you want, and it can be, a 10-minute exercise, a 15-minute exercise, even less. You can do it for 10 breaths at a time, and as frequent as you want. And next but not least, and my personal favorite, is to move your body. Negative energy loves inertia and lethargy. And one pretty sure way to break out the negative spiral is to get up and start moving, start physically moving your body. Whether that is by performing some yoga asanas or sun salutations, going on a brisk walk, running, biking, going to the gym, whatever that is, for me it's dance. I dance almost every day. Probably, yes, almost every day, 6 days out of 7. So there is something about vigorously moving your body. You know, if you can like break out the sweat by pulling weights, that's great. But for most people, that's not, you know, it doesn't happen that way. And for me, I need to either dance or bike or like run, do stuff like that. So it's vigorously moving your body that helps purge that negativity from your system on multiple levels. So number one, it activates your energetic system, where the negative impressions are often stuck. And when the power is flowing without interference, the negativity begins to break away. Okay, and then also with the increase in respiration and circulation, toxins, which are the residuals of the stress hormones, they start to get flushed out as well through deep breathing and especially through sweat. During the energetic physical activity, your body needs for increased oxygen, and that overrides any negative subtext residue that may try to drag you down. And what I mean by that, it's hard to focus on the negative when your heart rate and breathing are at the highest pace. So you tend to forget also that you have been down, right? So move your body, dance, you know, take a brisk walk in the park, or like just walk out the door and start moving. Sometimes a simple walk can do wonders for us. Final tip. I think one of the biggest misconceptions is the idea that as an empath, you're destined to a life of emotional exhaustion and low self-esteem and frustration communicating your needs. All of these are limiting beliefs. There is a way to live life in abundance of joy with the gift that you have, because it certainly is a gift, and in balance with your energy and in balance with the energy of others. It is imperative to build healthy boundaries, as you are the only one truly in charge of the energy that you allow in your energetic field and in your life. When we empaths protect our energy, we can show up better for ourselves, and then also show up better for others that are in true need for our help. But only when we are whole and when our energy is functioning and flowing freely, we can be of service to others and we can give others. You have a beautiful gift that you can provide to the world, but in order to do that, in order to be of service to others, you have to protect your energy and well-being first. And so please use these tips that I have given you. If that doesn't resonate with you, there are other things that you can do. You just have to put a little bit of research into it, but these certainly work for me. So I hope this was helpful for you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.